What up, fight world? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Good news in the sport of boxing. So Eddie Hearn, who promotes Carl Froch, is in the preliminary stages of entertaining the idea between his fighter Carl Froch and Gennady Triple G Golovkin. Now, this is good news to me because I think it's a good fight. Shout out to the Daily Mail for the coverage. I'm not going to read the direct quotes. I'm kind of going to paraphrase what was stated if you guys want. The link will be in the description. So Eddie Hearn is basically at a standpoint where he just wants his fighter, if his fighter is going to continue, because Carl Froch has hinted at the idea of retirement, he wants him to be fully vested. Boxing is not a sport where you can have 1 foot out, 1 foot in, i.e. you look at Broner, who was partying heavily. They said he was doing club appearances. Then he gets knocked down and thrashed by Marcos Maidana. You look at Lennox Lewis, who came to South Africa late, didn't let his body acclimate, didn't really take the fight seriously. He was filming Ocean's 11, and he got knocked out by Hasim Rahman. So different things like that. You don't want a fighter to go into a fight where they're not fully vested in boxing. Boxing requires 110%, if not more. So that's basically Eddie Hearn's stance. He wants to know if Carl Froch really wants to continue, because this is a dangerous option if he were to face Triple G, even though Triple G would be coming up. Triple G has momentum. He has 30 knockouts in a row. Even though it's in a lower division, it's still a threat. So Carl Froch has to be fully vested in boxing. He can't be thinking about retirement, fighting on a dangerous guy like this. But Eddie Hearn likes the idea of the fight. Carl Froch is open to the idea of the fight. And Triple G is motioning for this fight to happen. They said they would be willing to move to 168 for a fight like this because they feel it'll do good numbers. Triple G in his last fight with Willie Monroe, who's not a big name, did over 12,000 seats. I would say Carl Froch's last fight was with George Grove at Wembley, and that did phenomenal numbers at 80,000. So I think it's good. It'll give the opportunity to the UK fans to see Triple G. I know he's fought a couple times recently in California. Triple G's fought in New York. I don't really recall a time in his pro career recently, since he's gaining some steam, where he fought in the UK. So that would be a good option. Another option would be to possibly have it in Vegas. But I really like it in the UK just because it's a different demographic. And I think it could do great numbers and pack out the Wembley. It's a big statement if Carl Froch could beat a rising star like Triple G, even though Triple G would be moving up in weight. Now, I'm going to do a separate video, so stay tuned for that after this video, talking about Triple G versus Ward and Carl Froch a little bit more in detail, because there's a lot of people who seem to be confused. But as far as Triple G versus Froch, like I said, I have no problems with the fight. This fight will answer questions that I need answered about Triple G. Yes, he's looking sensational, steamrolling the competition that is in front of him, but how will he do against a guy like Carl Froch, a veteran, a tough guy, a guy with some power, a guy who's not going to fold at the first sign of danger? You've seen Carl Froch versus George Groves. He got knocked down in that fight. Weathered that storm to get a late stoppage, even though some people thought it was premature. So I really like the fight, and I think it's a telling fight for both. I'm actually doing a Boxing Ego clinic on Triple G as we speak. I'm just wrapping it up. And shit, I might even get it out tonight, today. Just depends on how I feel like working. But the Boxing Ego versus Triple G is coming. And I'm kind of highlighting some strengths and weaknesses that I see in Triple G's game. Really examining in depth and breaking it down. But let me know what you guys think. Carl Froch versus George Groves. Do you like the fight? Do you hate it? If so, why? It would be at 168. I will do that Ward versus Triple G video after this. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like my video. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego. Signing off.